Okay, hello guys, how's it going? It's Miyoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. I don't actually know which one to look at, this or this. I can't tell. But hi guys, how's it going? It's Miyoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I'm late as usual, but I'm here. Oh, this is nostalgia. Anyway, what is this? You guys are already like leaving comments. Salty army is legion. What? Hello, lovely random Yoko. Hoping for good news tonight. Yay! Nice to see some salt. Whoa. What's the lingo? What does it mean? Okay. Salty army, is that like the navy? I don't even know. Hello again. Hello guys. Is everything good on this stream? Like the audio and everything? I hope it's all good. Okay. You guys were having conversation here before I came. That's cool. That's really good. Yoko is not a typical Japanese. Yeah, true. Yeah, mate. Nice. She has to get ready. Yes, give me time. Gotta, get ready. Okay. I'm always like scrolling down and I'm like, how far did I see? ジャカルタからこんにちは。わーお。こんにちは。ジャカルタ。すごいな。すごいな。Thank you. ありがとう。Hello. Hello. 遅いよ。すいません。Yoko is the best. Yay! こんばんは、Yoko さん。こんばんは。How's everyone doing today? How have you been? Long time no see, Yoko. Just been avoiding politics lately? Wow. Because everything is crazy. The thing about America is that it's always crazy. Like you guys have like all this like a dualism, it's always gun control, birth control, everything control, and the yeah. And now the abortion thing, and allegedly it's a leak, but we all know that it's pretty intentional, right? Like they're trying their best to stop that from happening. But yeah, I tweeted not too long ago about the abortion thing. Like, I was talking about how independent the left in the US are, because they are always like, pro choice, it's our choice. And they're like always talking about how women should be independent and, live their life as they want. But there's a difference between independence and selfishness, right? Like, what they're saying is so selfish to my eyes, right? Like, don't you think that, like, oh, I want to sleep with this guy and I'm not gonna use protection because I want to, that's selfish, right? And then there comes a baby, and I can understand if it's like I'm not Christian, so like things sometimes do happen, right? So let's say that it was an accident, but then I could still kind of understand. I don't personally like it, but I could understand it. It's if it's like right away, like instantly they get an abortion or something. But if it's like weeks long, then I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it's so crazy to me. Like, I've experienced a miscarriage, and we were kind of attempting, but it just happened, right? So I was so surprised, and that was such a like I don't know, it was such a mysterious moment in my life that it's so weird, a human inside of my body. Like, it didn't grow to be a human. I had a miscarriage in less, I think, in a month or so. So yeah, I didn't get to experience that, but still, like, it's crazy, and it's amazing. Like, it's the universe, like, it's nature, and it's like out of our control, and that's the beauty. But left always want to control everything, right? So yeah, I'm like, you are missing out, and because I've experienced lots of hard times in my life. Like, I've experienced depression and all. And what I can say is that when you are depressed, you get anxiety. So when you have anxiety, then you want to control everything, because so that you can feel safe, right? And that's the problem of the left, that they're not mentally stable. That's when we go to the liberal side or the left side, whatever you call it. Because I did suffer for the past 4 or 5 months, due to a problem that occurred between my husband and I. And during that time, like, I'm like, you know I thought, like, oh, I wish the society would just take care of me. Like, I was falling into socialism and all. And, like, yeah, I was leaning towards liberalism, or the ideology from the left side. So that was very interesting. So that's something that we need to consider, like, not to diss the people on the left side, but that, I think, is where we need to talk about. Yeah, because that's where a lot of problems lie here. Okay. Salt, irritation, complaining. The left is salty over the Supreme Court. Oh, that's the expression that you guys are using. Interesting. Like, man, Americans are so creative. Yeah. Audio is good. Great. Greetings from Texas. Yay. I was wondering, like, so due to the leak of the Supreme Court, um, you know, I think that some women could move to the states that do allow abortion even afterwards. So, like, I was wondering, like, so I heard people from California moved to Texas, but then are they gonna move back to California? Like, I don't know. Yeah. Thank you for your kind words. Yoko is not a Christian, but this doesn't surprise me. In Japan, not a lot of us there. But what is she, or what are you, Yoko? Like, especially, w- our religion here is called Shinto. So you could Google that, Shinto. It in Japanese, how we write it is God's way or God's path or something like that. Like, we do it in the God way, but we don't believe in one God. We believe in many, like, gods. So, but it's not like, I feel like it's things are lost in translation. Of course, we do have our God, but it could be like spirit or angel. Like, we don't know the translation. So yeah, but maybe like Greece back in the day. I don't know. I'm not a specialist, but yeah, we have lots of shrines here, and where our God is worshipped. And yeah, in at our house or at our place, we have a mini shrine, and we have like three letters, and not letters, but like paper thingy with the, like, spiritual things. What? Any? My husband came to give me advice. So it's Star Wars, okay? Uh, that's a good explanation. Star Wars. Just imagine Star Wars. our our religion is Star Wars. Oh man, but that makes sense, right? Like, oh, Obi-Wan, or even Yoda towards the end. Like, or has Yoda been dead? I don't even know, but they're there, right? guiding you. So that's the sense. And there's this force, the spirits like living in things, and they have, and you have the force and whatever. Yeah. Yep. Is abortion a big issue in Japan? Uh, yeah. It was decades ago. I heard, like, before I was born, maybe in the 70s or so. But yeah, the conservative side won. And just like America, like conservative people here cherish the lives, right? Like we are pro-life. And yeah. So we we love life. We don't want to kill innocent lives. And I feel like Japanese people traditionally, like when we have babies, we what is it called? I forget the word. Like our adoption. Yeah, we give the babies to adoption, or traditionally, at least, it was how it was. I think, and I don't know. Like I don't hear that from the left side. Like, yeah, like it's funny because I don't even think about it because it's never a topic here. Yeah. Okay. Shinto and the kami make me think of European polytheism and their gods, which gets interesting. Yeah, God meant something worthy of worship once upon a time. Yeah, polytheistic, theistic. I believe in the Kyuubi shrine. Kyuubi shrine. Hmm. Like, is Shinto taken seriously like Christianity is in America? Yes. So for example, um, hmm, I don't exactly know the point in history, but like I can't say the number, but since a certain point, there has been our shrine called Yasukuni Shrine. So, for example, the soldiers, or even like dogs and so forth, like those lives that sacrifice themselves for our nation, their spirits are said to be like said to go to Yasukuni Shrine in Tokyo. So when we go there, we can visit our ancestors or heroes that have contributed to our country. So kind of like the Arlington Cemetery in the US, but more like, of course, the cemetery should be like spiritual, but it's more about our religion there. But it's hard to it's like as a Japanese person, I can't really tell if it's religion or custom. It's like it's all combined. So actually, when we lost the war, like the World War II, when we lost the World War II, um you know the winners wanted to separate our religious side from our daily life, but they failed. They banned our Shinto, our religion, but it didn't work. And it, like, of course, we still believe in the things that we have always believed in, because it's in our daily life as customs, and it's in our language as well. So yeah, it's our thing. But the thing is that Japanese people don't really know that we are religious or spiritual, believe in spirituality. Education sucks here. So um, the reason salt is used that way is because tears are salty. Also, salty used to mean is used to mean down to earth, so toward the earth or angry and aggressive thing settlers and so. Oh, I see. Interesting. Interesting. Nice. Okay. Makes sense. Star Wars was inspired by the Japanese film The Hidden Fortress. Ooh, yeah, it was taken it from like Star Wars took a lot of ideas from Japan or and Japanese culture because if you just look at the what is it called saber, the bram, wom, 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 the sword that they have, um, it's inspired by kendo, our martial art here, which I used to do, by the way. So yeah, I heard the director talking about it, like how it's our martial art inspired the movie. Yeah. My husband is a huge fan of Star Wars, so like he made me watch everything. It's funny, like which reminds me that I used to talk to this Mexican guy who's a legal citizen in California, by the way. But I was close to this Mexican dude in America, and we used to talk a lot. And at that time, I guess that my English wasn't as good, and so he told me that I speak like Yoda because the order in Japanese is opposite from English, you know. Yeah, so yeah, water. This is right. So like I was talking like that before because you can use the comma and yeah do the same in English. So I was overusing that. Yeah, it's not Yoko, it's Yoda. Everything right now is just like Naruto. Oh wait, it skipped. Wait. Comments. Naruto and Lord of the Rings in a way. Oh, I've never watched Lord of the Rings. Actually, I need to watch that. Charming. Yeah. Hello, he did too. Sorry, can't spell more of your name. That's fine. Just spell hide and and it's read as hide, but yes, that's enough. Thank you. I was under the impression that Shintoism isn't as binding on believers in Japan. Binding, binding, binding. Mm, bind. Wait, wait. What does it mean? Oh wait, there was the rest. I'd say Christianity in America relating to believers. Isn't Shinto animism and not polytheism? I think it's both. Um, yeah, it's more about like it's close to animism or whatever. I need to learn the pronunciations. Uh, my husband says, "Hi, John." So random. Um, yes. I agree. It goes hand in hand. Why is it so hot in this room? Um, would Japanese Shintoists die for their Shinto beliefs? It depends. Like if it's for our emperor, like it's translated as emperor, but not really an emperor like you think in English. But yeah, our it's called our tenno, like our symbol of our country. And if it's about him, then we die because that's part of our Shinto belief. Um, because there are many gods here, right? And then the offspring is our living emperor today. Like it's the same bloodline of the gods back in the day. So yeah, it's pretty sacred. and our of course, like the World War II is the last war that Japan has been in, and during the war, a lot of our heroes sacrificed themselves, saying like, our emperor, like banzai. Like I can't really like show like how they were in English. Like it's so hard to translate, but because yeah, it's like we cherish our emperor so much that I can't even verbalize, if you know what I mean. But that's the conservative side though, so not many, I guess, that people here today don't really have that sense anymore, but they do have some kind of attachment even without the proper education here. Hmm. My husband is writing in the comment. Funny. Religion is sort of my thing. Cool. Yeah. What's interesting about religion is that so people on the left side or cool kids nowadays, that like a vegan type of people that like hmm, I don't know. We have the word for it here, but I don't know that word in English. But that sort of type, the like millennial type, they don't. I have the impression that they not many of them believe in Christianity, but they do believe in spirituality. So like they have their like they can't give up on their religious beliefs. So that's interesting. I think. Wait, did I see like super chat? Oh, thank you for the super chat. I'll be right back. Nice. Please come back. Thank you. I appreciate your super chat because this is my job. Believe it or not. I had a break for months now, and yet together with that, my income vanished. So I'm financially struggling right now, but I will get back to my routine, and hopefully, uh, my money will come back too. Okay. Yoko, Yoko, had you heard about Sloppy Joe calling MAGA ultra MAGA, and the other day calling Trump the Great King of MAGA? I saw that. Yes, yes, yes. And I saw the internet meme of like Burger King being MAGA King. Yeah. Isn't it interesting that like it's actually the same here too? So Trump and our former Prime Minister Abe, they were besties, right? And they shared a lot of things. Like they both wanted to, you know, put their put our countries back to normal, regain our power or how our countries are, like America first, and for Japan, and we want to get out of this post-war regime. And yeah, and also both leaders had problems with the leftists calling them Nazi and Hitler and that sort of stuff. And so they shared a lot of things. And so Abe in Japan is kind of seen the same as Trump by the leftists here. And yeah, and today, even though our prime minister now is a second guy after Abe. So we have Abe and then Suga and then now Kishida, right? So like time passed, but still the left uses Abe to attack the governing party because it's the same party. And Joe Biden is doing the same. Like, he won the election, and now Biden is the leader of the U.S. But he still cares so much about Trump because why? One, I think that he is threatened by, of course, the influence that Mr. Trump has. But at the same time, too, I think that Biden is using Donald Trump to gain support because he, in his head, the world that he sees is that many people hate Trump. So if he says like, "Oh, Trump is bad," then he gains support, right? Because that's how part of the reason why Joe Biden was elected as president. I think so. He's still using Trump, and that's just how I see. So yeah, very interesting. What is your opinion of Dentsu? The American media reports that they are an arm of the LDP and that they work with the CIA. What? I don't know about the CIA part. I've never heard that before. But uh, Dentsu is Dentsu is an advertisement company that's huge. So they do a lot of advertisement, and LDP is just using them. I think other parties are using them too, but it's like it's all like mm, it's not so political, like of course money is attached, but just business. I think. And when you talk about LDP, LDP is a party and they are powerful, but the party is so huge that they have problems inside. And even though it's a one party, it's like three different parties altogether, if you know what I mean. So like I'm like, when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, who are you exactly talking about? So yeah, that's the impression that I have. And I hear my own voice from the living room because my husband is playing this so loud. I'm so distracted, man. Uh, Macarthur was a racist that wanted to destroy Shinto and Japanese culture and enforce Christianity, from what I can tell. Yeah. Like he wanted to become the president, right? Uh, and I hear like there's a rumor. I don't know if it's historically backed up or not, but I hear that MacArthur noticed the mistake of his own when he started to fight against Korea, because it was the communism that he or his country had to fight against, not Japan. So it was too late when he noticed. So that's what I hear. うーん。神社とお寺どんな違うを説明してください。Shrine and temple, how it is different. Shrine we use for Shinto and temple we use it for Buddhism. Yep, simple. And back in the day, I hear that before Meiji era, when is the Meiji era? Like I know that you guys don't know our era. We have a name label of our own. We do use like Christian way of counting our years, but at the same time, oh, my character came again. What?
神道は日本だけなんだ。
Uh.
ブディズムはインドから東南アジアから全部台湾。
That's actually important. My husband came to tell me to tell you that Shinto is a Japanese religion. It's a Japanese thing, Shinto. But Buddhism is India and all the Asia and all it's all spread around, right? So, but in Japan, it's the same. We have both, and Shinto alone is our own religion. Meiji Jidai. Which year is that? Meiji era is 1868 to 1912. 12, whatever. So 45 years. So before 1868, it said that Shinto and Buddhism were combined. Like it's not combined, like it's all mixed. It was a mixture of everything, but in Meiji era, they separated Shinto from Buddhism. So a lot of weird things happened in shrines or temples. Like it was all together, but we like, oh, let's separate this. So yeah. Mm. So that's, I hear that it was not a good thing spiritually speaking. So yeah. Mm. Does Shinto believe in the emperor too, or is reverence for the emperor separate from Shinto? Uh, Shinto believes in the emperor too. When we say Shinto, it's is that like it talks about how the universe was and how our land was made by gods and so forth, and the offspring of that is our emperor. And so how does that answer that question? um Separate, it's not separated, but people here might not really know that they are not separated. What are your thoughts on Shukan Bunshin? Are they liberal? Ah, so that's our weekly magazine, and they drop bombs, bombshell, every once in a while, like scandals and so on. But I don't think they really have any ideology. At least that's how I think. That whenever there's a scandal, they're gonna write about it because that's what usually media do, right? So kind of maybe that's healthy as media, because like you shouldn't have like size. So like whenever there's a scandal, boom, like they do the job. So that's good. Yeah. I love the original three Star Wars from the 70s and 80s. Those were awesome. Yeah. It's so fascinating that back in the day that they didn't even have all this computer graphics, but they did it anyway. Like you can feel like you're seeing the world. So it's amazing how they did that back in the day. Man, American internet is so amazing. Like Japan is doing a good job too, but like the scale that Americans depict is so large and so like beyond our limits, like of our daily life. So it's amazing. Okay. Don't bother watching Lord of the Rings. It's dull. Oh, interesting. Hello, Yoko. Hello. Sorry, am I like commenting on like old ones? Uh, 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 Skip a bit. Let's see. Mm, 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 mm. Wait, wait a minute. I'm just scrolling down or up, like I'm going back and forth. Wait. Uh, I just want the far left to understand that people in the US don't have to live in a totalitarian society. I need to understand that people in the US don't have to live in a. Oh, yeah. Yes. That's what I think about a lot of the leftists here. They have their utopia inside of their head. I'm like, go live somewhere else.
失敗した。
うん、5ドルね。うん。 Okay, yeah. And I'm like, and isn't it sad though that you can't, like, it's sad to think that you can't embrace the culture that you were born in, like, of course, like, there are some adjustments that we of course need to make accordingly to the development of our technology, but yeah, why don't you just embrace, like, I feel like it's due to the education of history, though. Like, me being Japanese, I feel that a lot. I used to hate my own country before, because I believed in everything that was taught in school, right? Same in America, probably with white guilt, and we have war guilt. So we are taught like, oh, our ancestors were bad. We did horrible things to other Asian countries, and that's what we hear in school. So of course, if you hear that, you are going to hate your, like, where you live, or the culture that you have, or the ancestors of your own bloodline, like your grandpa or grandma, like that generation. Like, you're gonna hate those things. So what that means is that subconsciously you notice that you have the blood inside of you, so then you're gonna hate yourself. And yeah, and you want to and then you want to feel like control everything and so forth, and it's so vicious cycle. Yeah, so bad. I was in a Shinto group on Facebook, but left because it became nothing but liberal politics, and they turned on anyone that wanted to treat Shinto as a religion and not a branch of the Democratic Party. Huh, interesting. I wonder if the group was in disguise of Shinto group. I don't use Facebook anymore, by the way. I should log in though to advertise my video. I started to post podcast videos in Japanese because it's easy to make with my husband. And but yeah, not getting views. So man, I'm not good at YouTube anymore. I just moved to Hakata. Really? Since you are from Fukuoka, do you know any good bars here in Hakata or Tenjin I should check out? And you definitely need to watch Lord of the Rings. Cool. Hakata. I live like 10 minutes away from the station by train. So yeah, I need to I need to go to Hakata soon because I need like my protein and so forth. But cool. Bars and so on. I know lots of like good restaurants where you can eat like ram and so on, because like ethnic food. I know a lot about that. But bars, not sure because I can't really drink alcohol. Like, I can't dissolve alcohol. So I don't drink. But my husband may be able to tell you. We should become friends if you're in Hakata. So that, like, yeah, I need local friends. We miss you at your job. Yes, I need to do a better job. Uh, I think it would probably be wise to treat leftism as the false religion it is, and not just a political thing. I agree. That's a good idea. Yeah, because they they have this fantasy, and they impose that onto you. And like, they have this fantasy, like, globalism and like borderless, and everyone is so peaceful because we wish that everything should be peaceful. And like, they have this fantasy, right? So they're not talking about like things in details. They just have the ideology, and if you oppose to that, then you're excluded, right? And they say like, oh, racism is bad and blah blah blah. but it's about like black people, for example, or Mexican people, and they don't really care about Asians. That's what I noticed looking at the American discussions. Like I don't see Asians being talked about, and it's so weird. It's all about their yeah their belief, and yeah, and especially because of LGBTQ stuff, like what is it called, like identity politics. Because of that, I feel like politics is becoming less political. It's more about morality and like religious thing and so forth. Mm. One day I want to visit Japan, maybe move there depending. Yeah, you should come here. Yes, definitely see the world. In 2015, I learned Japanese to the point where I could tell a girl on the train she was sitting in the wrong seat and where she needed to go. My Nihongo has atrophied since then. Your English is awesome. Thank you. I try, but I still have. See, like I don't. It's so crazy. I am 36 years old now. That means that I've been studying English for 2 decades. And still, there are words that I don't know, and I can't get rid of my accent. And yeah, it's crazy. And I make it a rule to listen to English every day though, because I've never lived in America or elsewhere. I've never lived in English speaking country. I've lived all my life here in Japan, and so in order to keep my understanding, I'm watching American entertainment all the time, and I've been hooked on this Netflix show. You guys don't like Netflix, but I've been watching Sunset Selling, or no, Selling Sunset, right? It's about these gals in Sunset. Is it the area? Like they sell all this real estate, like super like expensive, like to rich people, and it's really like, oh, beautiful girls. And it's really great. But yeah, I learned all this gal lingo there. Like, hi, how are you? Like, yeah, I learned that sort of English. It's so cute. Funny. I'm funny. Thoughts on Yukio Mishima? I want to read some of his books. He seems very interesting. Yeah, you should if you can. I've actually never read his thing because it's too difficult for me. Because he was such a genius, and yeah, like he was so good at writing, and also he had all this vision for our country. And what's interesting about him is that I hear that his body was not very strong, so that's how he trained his body to get lots of muscles. And yeah, like he was so ahead of time, and it's so like his death, of course, like he killed basically killed himself after declaring something political. And some people accuse him for dying, but the message is there, and so he's a divine figure to our conservative side. Yeah, such an amazing man. Oh, there's even a documentary film of Yukio Mishima. I saw that on Amazon Prime. Hopefully there's some English subtitles, but it's amazing. Like it's about the discussion that he had with with the extreme leftists at the time. But they are both like both sides were very sophisticated, so they have this common understanding of like, you know, words like linguistic things. And yeah, they're talking about definitions of things. So, I can't even talk about it because it's so high level. But you read two of his books. Wow. What does Kishida think about Biden? Probably nothing. Probably nothing. Man, Kishida is our current prime minister, but his support rate is so good. Like it doesn't decline. Oh man, but it's the same as America. I think that we are both going our what we are going through in America and Japan, they're both the same, I feel. So we had like strong leaders, Trump and Abe, and then people got tired, like people in general, you know, non-political people, they got kind of tired or they started to feel kind of threatening about those leaders. So then they wanted something calm and like non-risk leaders with no risk, right? So like something, someone just being being more like a normal person. So Kishida is just a normal guy, that, and he doesn't do anything, and people love that. I think it's like he doesn't do anything good, but he doesn't do anything bad either. You know what I mean? So yeah, but yeah, that's how I think. That's how probably he has the power. That's might be just me, but that's the impression that I have. But yeah, so he probably Kishida is like the typical politician here, and he's more like domestic, I think, and he probably has no sense in diplomacy, even though he has been a minister for foreign affairs before. But yeah, at that time he did a horrible job as a minister too, so he probably doesn't have any sense diplomatically. So, with that being said, probably he has no idea about Biden, just another leader from America. You know. Hmm. What is TDS? Oh, I need to go in 10 minutes. Am I? How many comments do I have? Oh, kind of many. Wait, let's go from the bottom because just because I can. Uh, when I visit Japan, I want to meet Kohei Horikoshi, or if he comes back to California, that would be great. Who is that? The only guy that's famous in America that I know is Shohei Otani. Man, I'm so proud of Otani. He's so cool. Isn't it amazing that he's so freaking tall as a Japanese guy, Otani? Man, and he does both like pitching and what is the, I don't even know what it's called. I don't watch sports, so I don't know the like expressions. Record a new song about Maga King. That's a good idea. Yeah. Give the Japanese back their military, not just a defense force. I agree. Please raise the voice enough for the Japanese to hear, because we need that. We need our military. But you know, it's what's going on in Ukraine is really unfortunate. You know, Putin needs to take all the responsibility, and he needs to instantly, like immediately, stop what he's doing. But due to, I mean, because of the situation in Ukraine right now, a lot of people here, like non like people that are not very interested in politics, they have interests now, you know, because they have sympathy for Ukrainian people. So because of that, when we do a survey now, like a poll, um, like a lot of people, like a lot more people today feel the need of um, raising our budget for self-defense. And yeah, defense budget, people didn't agree to that before because, oh, we are going to go back to the, the bad country that invaded into other Asian countries. The education the education is so bad. So, but because we see how things work today, if you don't defend your country, then you're gonna get invaded, because there are countries like Russia, China, North Korea. Man, North Korea keeps launching missiles towards Japan. Like, it's crazy how like I see the news so many times, like on Twitter feed. I'm like, oh, North Korea launched another missile. Like, it's like every other day, like it's so crazy. But yeah, so now I think that people here are kind of like connecting the dots. So yeah, more and more people feel the need that we do need to do something about our defense. And so I think that, I don't exactly remember, but I have a feeling that people here now feel the need to revise our constitution as well. So yeah, that's I think the governing parties are now thinking about it. They're, or I think they're having the committee to talk about constitution. So before everything in regarding Ukraine happened, there were like the opposition party didn't want to talk about all this self defense or constitution thing. So they're basically boycotting the work. But now they can't ignore anymore. So yeah, the sacrifice isn't, it's we are learning a lot from that. So yes. If you want to learn English, as many who come here do, watch Sesame Street. Watch YouTube. Cool. Yeah, I need to go back to the basics. I feel sometimes I don't know. Netflix, Disney, Hollywood are all brainwashing garbage. I didn't believe that when I was younger, but it's clear as day. I know that feeling because I used to believe everything that NHK said. NHK is our huge. It's like they say it's a public TV station, but it's pretty much national television here. NHK. And so they have a kids show, like Sesame Street type of like all the dolls and so on. So I used to watch that as a kid, and I totally believed everything that they said. But later I realized that they're very left biased, and yeah, still today the same. But I do actually enjoy Netflix shows because they that like shows on there teach me how the world that liberals are seeing works. Like, I need to know what they're thinking so that I can um tell them like how it's wrong. Or yeah, like it, like understanding is good. And I do get the fantasy that they have, but with that in mind, I can say like, like, oh, this works, but this doesn't work because of this and that, and I can think. And I'm smart enough not to be brainwashed. I can tell. Like when I see something and it has some kind of ideology, then I can instantly tell. So I'm not too worried about it. I just enjoy, you know, the entertainment, even though, like, of course, if you think about the financial side, it's not good. Like, you're contributing to, you know them making propaganda, so that's not good. But at least Like I'm just a person in Japan, and so what I can do is I think is understand and see the threats of them. I think so, not necessarily really bad. In California, Sunset Beach, yeah. Some is it selling? Yeah, Hollywood. You guys never seen this? So like these people are so gorgeous, and I'm amazed by how Netflix actually makes this show. Like because I'm a YouTuber, I'm so fascinated by how they make those videos, or films. How do I? Oh, wait. I want to show because it's fun. Like you and I are friends, so let's share the screen. Oh wait, do I need to set? No, man, I'm using StreamYard and hmm, they changed the service a little bit, so it's hard to show. Okay, never mind. Selling Sunset. It's cool. Netflix is Obama brainwashing. Netflix is going to get rid of the woke employees from what I've heard. For sure. Woke is the leftist type? Like, I've never looked up. Mm, strong social awareness. It's like woke people are on the left side, right? Mm, okay. My husband from Okinawa. Cool. Yeah. My son is stationed in Yokosuka and his wife in Japan. This is another moment. Nice. I like it when like two countries come together. What? Woke leftist, yes, yes. The US should really stop acting like the world police. Yeah, that's the difficult part as me coming from another country and the conservatives here in general because we are dependent. We are dependent on America, and yeah, I'm like, it's so crazy that the dynamics in the world is now changing. I was actually talking with my husband for the podcast, which I posted yesterday, and we were talking about our battle aircrafts, and so we were like Japan was supposed to develop a new battle aircraft with America, but it got switched to the UK, and so now we are gonna develop with the UK. But yeah, but we are talking about how now, like today, especially after globalized phase, we can't like one country can't finish the work by their own, so we have to team up, and it's good and bad, but yeah, even America cannot sustain anymore, man. And it's what's difficult about this is that, like, just like Trump, like conservative people want to mind their own business only, basically that they don't want to expand to other countries. But actually conservatives in Japan, we like the leadership. I mean, if Japan is allowed to become the leader, then that's cool, but that is not allowed by the US. The US is so tricky because yes, America wants to stop being the police of the world, but at the same time they don't really want other countries to grow. like, and to have the leadership. Like, if we have too much leadership, then America is going to be like, right? So yeah, but militarily speaking, though, I know that it's more like the balance is shifting better, I think. And even though America is saying, like, since the Obama administration, America will no longer be the police of the world, they say that, but still, of course, there are many US bases in Japan. And even though there are some changes made to that, like the number of people that stay there is decreased and so forth, I think. And they're shifting back to Guam so that the soldiers don't get injured from China or North Korea, whatever. But still, like, we are doing joint exercises against, like, probably assuming the enemy as China and North Korea. But so we are doing joint exercises and we are cooperating, and often American vessels, like, go around in our oceans and so forth. So yeah, things like that will continue, I think. So it's good. But yeah, that's a tricky part politically. It's I feel like the conservatives in Japan and America need to talk more about stuff like that, because we assume, like, oh, just because you're a conservative, you must feel the same as us. But no, like, in another country, the definition is so different. So yeah. And so, for example, I'm an activist, right? Like, political activist, and my husband and I, our activities are basically about dealing with the threats of CCP. So we have all this alliance network with other countries, people in other countries. But aside from, well, even agents too, but when you look at our friends that we are working with against CCP, they're not conservative. They're actually liberals, because they care so much about the human rights in other countries. And so they care enough to form all these networks with us in other countries, and we are fighting against CCP together. But yeah, but conservatives, I don't see conservatives from America and so on. So yeah, that's the difficult part. Hmm. Hello from Los Angeles. Yeah, hello. I want to visit there. I've been to San Francisco and San Diego. I almost walked to the border, man, because of the Mexican guy that I mentioned earlier. He dropped me at the mall, like, close to the border, and he just dropped me there, and like, he left, the Mexican guy that I was kind of dating at the time, because he had to go test his cars with his friend. And yeah, because he was modifying his car, one of those people. Yeah, and I was just left in the mall, and I had to my English wasn't as good back then, and I had no idea about where I was. I didn't even own a map, and no internet at the time, even though it was 2008. But yeah, things were not as convenient back then, and so I was alone in the mall, and I'm like, I didn't know what to do. But my the guy told me, like, my phone even died. The phone that I was using for a few weeks. But yeah, and then I didn't know, so I walked out after asking a random person working at the mall. And I almost, like, I went to the opposite way. Like, I realized that, like, there was, like, a line and walking towards, I don't know, the border. Was it a border? I don't even know. But like, they were walking with a lot of bags, and I'm like, should I follow them? But then something told me, like, I guess I had a spiritual sense. And I went back to the mall, asked again, And eventually I got to go back to my mall. But hmm, crazy time, Obama time that was. Anyway, I've been talking for an hour, so I should go, I think. San Diego is nice. I didn't go to the main like good place though. I was like close to the border, right? Like it's close to the border, right? Like my friend, my my Mexican, another Mexican friend living in San Francisco. I contacted him at the time, and he's like, "Why are you there? Get out of there! It's dangerous there. Like, how are you surviving there?" You know, he was so worried that I was there. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, his name was Jesus. So typical. But anyway, sorry if I skipped your comments. Uh, woke is what American leftists are. Red pill is what conservative right is. Oh yes, that's a good comparison. Uh-huh. I get it. Yeah. Go woke, go broke. Funny. Funny, 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 funny. Oh, 宿題をしなければならない。Good Japanese, man. Wishing you luck. I prefer isolationism as an American. I have no interest in Ukraine. Yeah, right? So, yeah, that's the interesting part of America. Like, like Japanese people don't have a good understanding of America, you know. Over the past 5 years, 5, 6, 7 years or so, because of our experts here, um, we are now learning how conservative people are in the States. So now we have the better image, you know. We had no idea how America, like we were seeing America as just America, like one big America, you know, whoever the leader is. So yeah, it's crazy when I think about it now. But yeah, now we understand that there's a huge division in the states and that how both parties are different. And yeah, we have much better understanding now. But still all this like yeah, difference between conservatives, we need to learn more. mm. USA and Canada, NPR, National Public Radio, is very left wing biased. Really? But their voices are so good, they convinced everybody they are reasonable. I guess it's the same thing. But, you know, with the massive budget, research and so forth that they do, the coverage that they have because of the good funding or budget, they do a good job, right? So yeah, it's very tricky. Same for our TV station here. As an American, I hate the people in charge of America more than really any other country. Yeah, that's the sense, right? Like you have a problem right in front of you inside of a country, so that's more threatening, right? Hmm, interesting. Okay, what are your thoughts on Yoon Suk Yeol, the new president? The media says that he's the Korean Trump and Bolsonaro. He is also very anti-woke and feminist. The new president of Korea? Hmm. I guess this guy. Yoon So-gyol. Yoon So-nyol. It's the same. Uh, uh. If it's the new president of South Korea, I he's not. I don't think the guy is really conservative. Like it's conservative leaning, but I don't think he was the ideal candidate from the conservative side. But it's all about balance, though. How we do politics with NPR is US version of BBC in UK. Ah, but without the good documentaries and world class film crew. Really? Huh. Interesting. Hmm. Isolationism never works. It only strengthens one's enemies. I agree. Alliance all the way. But it's like, but yeah, if you team up with other countries, then it should be equal, right? But right now, it's America's leadership. So I guess that's where Americans have, like American conservatives have problem with. I was in the US Army. I now find it funny that these leftist YouTubers are now trying to fight in Ukraine. They're finding out that war is not a video game. Oh man, yes. It's so like that's actually the same here too. That like leftists here don't go fight, but they just stand up for Ukrainians, right? It's the same here. But the problem that I see is that there's like leftists here are thinking about people in Ukraine, but actually, for example, our own people, Japanese people, hundreds of them, it's said to be like over 800 people are abducted by North Korea, and they're still there, and our government only officially admitted like a dozen and more, like it's probably like 17 people are officially acknowledged that they were abducted by North Korea. But what I'm trying to say is that our people are there in North Korea just trapped, and you know how things are there. And firstly, like if your people are kidnapped by another country, you gotta fight, start a war, take them back, right? But all these people that are supposed to be nice, like no war, like no violence, whatever. Like all these people, they care about Ukrainian people, but they don't care about our own people. And I'm like, what a hypocrite, So that's crazy to my eyes. But I guess that people are just ignorant, they don't realize like what things mean. Like they hear about the abduction problem here, but they don't know what it means, you know, because they're so ignorant. Yeah. But thank you for your service from Japan, because we are protected by America. Japan is like we are here because of America. We are protected by the nuclear umbrella of America, and also the U.S. bases in Japan. Yes, there are lots of, like, of course, as conservative as a conservative, I'm supposed to oppose to the idea of, or the reality that there are US bases in Japan, like as a patriot, I'm supposed to stand up and be independent and like say like, oh, we can, protect our own nation, but it's not realistic to, kick out all the US bases. Yeah, But the crazy part is that, in Okinawa there are lots of leftist activists. They all have like white hair, gray hair. They are. It's said that they're dispatched from the teachers union and so on, like all this left, and also like labor groups, like labor union type of people. But all this uh, retired people, of course, they want a little cash, so they're dispatched to Okinawa, and their campaign is always to kick out the US base in Okinawa. Why? To expose and make our island there, like Okinawa, vulnerable to China, so that they can welcome China. So silly. And even though there are crazy things happening in Ukraine, all these activists that are paid, allegedly paid, they are saying like, "Oh, let's be vulnerable," basically. Crazy, man. Anyway, I'm talking too much. I should go. By the way, I play games now. Playing too much, but Call of Duty Mobile and Apex Legends Mobile is coming actually in a few days. And I'm wondering, like, if I am to play games, video games, or mobile games, where should I stream? Twitch, but I don't have a good computer. All I have is a thin MacBook Pro, which doesn't really have power, so I can't really show my face and live stream, like this. Like this. Yeah, this cannot handle like getting the video image simultaneously. So I'm like, I'm on a live stream, but yeah. I don't know. Games are good. Play Divinity Original Sin 2. Never heard of that before. Divinity Original. Divinity Original. Nice. So yeah, I wanna do like all this gaming thing too, just so that I can meet, or I can be found more. I love playing games, and at the same time, it's been a good way to reach out to different types of people. So it comes back to me politically in a good way. People now think about politics through me because of what I do, and it's been good with the Japanese community. I don't know how to expand though, but if you have any advice of that on that, let me know. What is a D live? Never heard of that. D live. Okay. Hmm. I should check out. But Twitch is big. Twitch is big, but you have to show your. Whoa, sorry. I heard the audio. You have to show your face, or your face is the good selling part, right? Yeah, I want to take the advantage of that I'm an Asian, but I don't know. We'll see, man. Maybe one day when I have a computer. Anyway. So now Yoko-san also stream gaming on your gaming channel here on YouTube. Yeah, YouTuber has a bigger user base than Twitch, so bigger potential views. You think? Do you think YouTube is good? I, I could go on YouTube. But there's such a delay, when I try to go on YouTube. But maybe I don't need my face, only voice maybe. Yeah, and I have Japanese audience. on that channel now, and if I start speaking in English out of nowhere, they will be confused. I have that problem everywhere. Like I'm like, "Ah, which language should I speak?" You know. Uh... the only way to get lots of views on Twitch is to wear a bikini and leak microphones. I actually saw one. Like she was like basically like kissing the microphone. I'm like so awkward, but at the same time kind of soothing. I like beautiful ladies, you know. I'm a girl. I mean, I'm an old woman now, but yeah, I like beautiful women, and yeah, it's pretty good, but it's awkward at the same time. Um, degenerate VTubers. Cozy TV. Conservative streaming option. Okay. Blockchain loaded Latinos use gaming to bridge to a community to gamer community. I I don't get it. What? Cozy. Okay, okay. Like that. I'm not gonna do that, man. But it's cool though. Like ASMR people have all these like cool gears and fancy rooms. I wish I had those. I do have some lighting here though, underneath, but that's all. um, if you go with gaming, you will need a gaming computer. Doesn't on what streaming site you're on. Well, no, I play mobile games, so like FPS games like COD and Epic's Legends, and I can play on my iPad right here. Good. This is iPad Pro, so it's pretty good. But if I am to live stream this through a computer, then the computer has to be have like strong enough power, you know, to stream. And right now what I have is poor. So yeah, so I want to directly live stream from this, you know, so then it works, but then I wouldn't be showing my face on here. So that's kind of the downside. So yeah, that's something that's been bothering me. Some of your comments are so funny about licking the microphone. Okay. Black pilled watchers. You could bridge political community to gamer community the same way healthy bridges it. Oh, I see. Yep. Yoko, I remember you like heavy metal. There is all girl band I've been trying to recommend you since last year. Name goes by Nemophilia. Oh. I don't actually like girl bands. Sorry. I like manly stuff, like rah type of stuff. So yeah, something's wrong with me. uh, man, I need to go, but you know, when will you start a family? I wanted to start a family, but now I'm like, maybe I don't want that because I don't know. I would rather have a puppy. I feel. I don't know. I don't know. I need to take care of myself first. But yeah, it's weird. Like I'm still confused about what I want to do with my life. Anyway, anyway. Oh, the bands that I like, by the way, I like progressive metal or new metal because it's like adolescent times. But Tesseract, Symphony X, Liquid Tension something, I forget, like the branch band of Dream Theater, that sort of things. So like technical stuff. But anyway, you're gonna you're gonna mix everything. What would be the ultimate mixture of what I do? You see the art. Wait, over here. You see the art right here. That's something that I drew. So I can draw while playing piano and doing the yoga pose and playing video games with my foot. Yeah. Martin Freeman, yes. He's so underrated here, I feel. Like people don't know the value of him. Man. Yeah, Symphony X, yeah. I started off my YouTube career as a musician, so yeah, there are many videos of me being the 20s. Uh my original channel is it was actually Yoko Japan. My very first channel that I launched was Yoko Japan. I was in university at the time and I was not showing my face, just my hands and piano. But yeah, Yoko Japan. And then I didn't like the name because I didn't like my country, but somehow I named myself Yoko Japan. So then I became Random Yoko. So as Random Yoko, like youtube.com user slash user slash Random Yoko. If you go there, there are lots of videos of mine playing video playing piano or synthesizer. So that's what I was doing there. But then I got into politics, so I launched Random Yoko 2, where I talk about politics, and then I was like, oh, where do my vlogs go? So I launched a Random Yoko vlog channel, but then I stopped vlogging. So then I started to play, and then I started to play, COD mobile, like a FPS game. So then I changed the vlogging channel into a gaming channel. So yeah, I'm like so lost in my YouTube career. Ah, somebody help me. Yeah. Anyway, I'm so rambling, so I should go. I really appreciate all your comments. It's so fun. And yeah, wear a kimono and ultra manga, hot and speak anime English. Good idea. I'm 36 though. Like I feel like I'm too old to do all these adventurous things. Because I talk to kids now, like teenagers and people in the 20s, and they're so young. And they look at me like I'm such an adult, and I want to be like a cool, mature adult. So it's really tough. Man, I need like a branding advisor, I feel. Yeah. Or maybe I need to like see like you guys and I like we communicate here and then we brainstorm together, but yeah, I need more of these. But Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna come online more and talk to you so that this remains as my job. Right? So, yes. Thank you guys. ありがとうございます。I gotta go. Yeah, you have probably had enough of my face for tonight. So, yep. Have a good day, or I mean, good night, guys. Nice to see you again. Yoko, take care. Thank you. You too. I'm gonna go. Thank you for the stream, Yoko and chat. Thank you. Thank you for coming out here. Yup, yup, yup. Stay. Thank you. Uh, See ya. See ya. Good night. Thank you. Oh, and if you can, support me on Patreon. Ha ha ha. Man, I need to put all the names in the description box again. Like I don't know why, but I got rid of that at one point. I need to get them back. Yeah. Thank you. Aloha. Aloha. Good night. Good night. Thank you. See you in a week or so, or maybe in a few days. Who knows? I'm random. I appreciate you, every single one of you. Okay. So have a good night. Okay. I'm gonna go this time. Okay. Bye.